I think I'm ready to run for office, but I do not know exactly where to start. Hi, Sam.
Hello, Carrie. Serving as an elected official is a noble dream, Carrie. But before you get too far into your campaign endeavors, you must complete the committee quest.
Committee quest?
Yes, in Oklahoma, every candidate may be required to register a candidate committee if they've raised or spent over $1,000.
I just decided last week to run for office. And you know me, Sam. If I'm going to do something, I'm all in.
That's the spirit. Sounds like we need to take a little walk.
Hi, Carrie. I'm Penny Paperwork, and I'm here to help. Looks like your first step is to file a statement of organization with the Oklahoma Ethics Commission. What is a statement of organization?
The Statement of Organization is a form that tells the state who you are, what office you're running for, and who will help you manage your campaign finances.
And you must file the statement of organization within 10 days of raising or spending more than $1,000.
It's very important that you do not miss that deadline. Who is it that you said I need to file with?
The Oklahoma Ethics Commission regulates certain Oklahoma campaigns, officers, and employees. One key function of the commission is to regulate campaign finance, which includes promulgating rules.
One of those rules requires candidates to report financial activity. The commission then makes those filing available to the public in the interest of transparency.
What is the statement of organization that I need to file? It is essentially a registration with the Ethics Commission. Some basic information you'll need to provide includes the name of your committee, which must include the year of the general election and your full name. You will also need to identify your officers. You are required to have a chair and a treasurer.
Can I be my own treasurer?
You sure can, or choose someone else to the chair or treasurer if they are willing. Either way, you must list all your officers on your statement of organization.
I've always found it helpful to have a second set of eyes.
Speaking of officers,
Hello, Terry Treasurer. Terry has actually been helping me for years.
It looks like you might be involved in some campaigning in the near future.
Yes, I was just getting started, and fortunately, I ran into Sam. Terry, would you be willing to serve as my treasurer and help me with my campaign?
I do remember that you were mulling over running for office, and I would be happy to help you, Carrie.
You could not be in better hands with an experienced treasurer.
One thing to remember, the treasurer must approve all spending. There are no exceptions.
some other basic information you'll need to provide to the Ethics Commission as part of the Statement of Organization includes your candidate committee depository, which would be your bank, credit union, or other depository that ordinarily does business in Oklahoma. Keep in mind that this must be separate from your personal account and must include the full name of your candidate committee.
I've already got a bank account. Why do I need a separate account?
Because campaign money must stay separate from personal money. It keeps everything clean, clear, and honest.
Next step, open a campaign bank account just for your committee.
One piece of advice I can give is to never withdraw cash or use cash from your campaign bank account once you get it set up. Only use your bank debit card or checks for campaign transactions.
Once you have entered all of your information for your campaign committee, you are then required to pay a registration fee. All committees, both local and state, are required to pay this registration and administration fee.
What is the amount of this fee?
Candidate committees must pay $125.
All committees, local and state, are required to pay this fees.
Once you pay the registration fee, then the Oklahoma Ethics Commission will review your filing and let you know if your registration is approved, denied, or if you need to make any revisions. Is that all I need to do?
You're just getting started. Just like paying to get into the theme park and enjoying the rides as recommended, by having your registration accepted by the Ethics Commission, you are then able to engage in campaign activities according to the ethic rules.
Well, what do the ethics rules require? While the ethics rules are quite expansive, Some basic guidelines for you to consider are to
1. Keep accurate records. 2. Report your contributions and expenses on time. 3. Follow limits and rules about who can donate and what campaign funds can be spent on.
That seems like a lot to do and know, just to run for office.
That's partly why I am here as your treasurer. I will help you with many of those items.
While it may seem like a lot, it is important for the citizens of our great state of Oklahoma to be able to know where and how campaign finances are being utilized.
when is reporting no longer required?
When the final report is filed and the committee is dissolved in accordance with the ethics rules.
How do I do that?
There is a deadline for each committee to dissolve.
Those dates generally depend on the election or term of office, and more specifically, if the candidate was elected or not. The Ethics Commission has checklists and reminders on their website ethics.ok.gov and deadlines connected to your online account to remind you of those dates.
The ethics rules do not permit a candidate to raise and spend funds for two different offices simultaneously. Generally, candidates can only have one committee open at a time. If you want to transition to a new committee for a different office or election, there is a 60-day transition period that permits you to do that.
Is there anything else I should know about reporting?
Be aware of late fees and compliance fees. If you miss a filing deadline, you can be fined as much as $1,000 for one missing report.
And don't forget, if anything changes, like your treasurer or bank account, you must update your committee information.
I can do that.
Seems like your candidate committee quest is coming to a close, Carrie. You should be able to begin your campaign responsibly and transparently.
You now have the basic information to file a statement of organization, engage in campaign transactions, and begin filing reports with the Ethics Commission.
I'm excited to start down this path with you, Carrie.
Thank you, everyone. Now I can share my ideas with the community the right way.
Running for office is exciting and can be pressure-packed. Following the rules is essential to keeping elections fair and transparent.
And every great campaign starts with doing things the right way.
Before we let you go, we wanted to leave you with a top 10 of key concepts to consider as you operate your candidate committee.
First up in our top 10, naming your committee. Make sure to name your committee correctly with your name and election year. For example, Jane Doe 2026 or Doe for Judge 2026. Make sure to treat the committee as an entity separate and distinct from the candidate. And use the bank account for campaign activity only. Make sure to not withdraw or use cash for campaign's expenses. Make sure you know where your contributions are coming from and document appropriately. Make sure to deposit or reject contributions within 10 business days. In case you did not know, loans from anyone are counted as contributions. Make sure to track all contribution and expenditures to your committee and keep all supporting records. As a reminder, file all reports and any other documents on time and accurately. Make sure you keep your records for at least 4 years. Thank you for learning about campaign committees. For more information, visit ethics.ok.gov or call 405-521-3451.